Thank God. But she had a German foreign exchange student that went to her high school that she became friends with, and she said her last name Reiter. Like that.
Reiter?
Yeah, she'd be like, Aaron Reiter.
Ooh, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's epic. Yeah,
Right there.
Yeah, I'm not going to start saying my name. Cambuel.
Cambuel.
For one, that's like
yeah, I'm not
old
gonna.
English version.
Hi, my name is Sydney Reiter. Like, no. It's not what I'm gonna do.
So because you don't speak German or anything, do you?
I know very little German because my German grandmother is on the other side of the country. So,
Yeah.
So they know, like, German, but I know, like, Danke and Isenech and...
Yeah, you know, like, a few words.
Yeah.
Which doth not the same thing as...
No. Like, if I was to go to Germany, I'd know how to get my way around, but I wouldn't be able to have a philosophical conversation.
Yeah, you could ask, like, where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how my Spanish skills extend. Puedo ir al baño.
Yeah, I'd be able to be like thank you, like, good morning, like.
But welcome to this issue of the Mesa Legend podcast for the April 2nd, 2019 issue, volume 57, issue 12 of the paper. I believe this is volume 2, issue 4 of the podcast.
Of the podcast?
Issue 4 or 5. So I have to say 4 or 5 just in case I'm wrong. So I'm going to edit this later and I just don't look like an idiot.
You just like, I'm not going to cut that out.
But I'm your host, and I'm here with Sydney Ritter,
Hello.
our managing editor.
Sydney right there.
Yeah, right there. We're going to run through the news and features. Mainly, we'll touch on opinions and sports, but the opinions and sports editor could unfortunately not be here, so we probably won't touch on those too heavily. But we'll keep it brief.
So we'll do our best.
We'll keep it light. Yeah, and then we'll probably end looking forward to April and all of the epicness that is coming this month and all of the great, amazing things.
Yeah.
But first off, we had the who was it? What is the Turning Point people on campus today, this week, and that's actually our front page cover story is about hate speech is free speech, which was the inciting incident of their installation. And so that's our cover story in the news section.
Yes. Which is interesting because now a lot of colleges are, I wouldn't say, but they're very liberal. So all the conservative voices kind of get shut out. Because, like, there was a thing at U of A that, like, Fox News host wanted to go down there and speak. And they were like, no.
I believe there was just recently a thing with, I forget his name, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that was it.
Speak at U of A. It was Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. Well, I know that at ASU, I'm constantly being advertised that Charlie Kirk is coming. And that's another, like, conservative viewpoint. I don't know if he's Fox News, but he's more of a right-wing.
Right-wing conservative viewpoints. Yeah, and like a lot of those voices get stifled on college campuses. So it's interesting seeing those efforts come back around. And like they had, a table kind of dawn the words "hate speech is free speech, prove me wrong" under the clock tower.
And I heard that a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people stopped and did that.
Yeah.
And kind of everybody came in and kind of argues that type of thing. And their booth also had some interesting flyers like socialism sucks and taxation is theft and all these kinds of things. We actually have our opinions editor Brock Blasdell here.
Wow.
Who, while he's here, if you want to quickly run down the opinion section for me.
I do. Am I hooked up? Everybody hear me?
I'm
not yet.
I mean.
Okay. Hello, guys.
Someone decided to show up in the middle.
Brock Blaisdell here. I was doing some career services stuff.
Not an excuse.
Looking at all the cool stuff we got going on campus. So, for opinions, this issue, I'm actually really proud of this section. We have one story called Predicting Hate that's about right-wing extremism and white nationalists, hate groups in the United States. It's a huge issue. It originally started as a story about guns that kind of took a turn, and next week I'm going to be working with another student about guns. But right now, if you're interested in white nationalism and you're interested in our government's ability to kind of predict these hate groups and their prevalence, please check it out. On the other half of the section, we have the problem with poverty, which is an article written by Damon Allred, a former classmate of mine, current and former classmate of mine. He wanted to tackle the issue of poverty in the United States and give his opinion on it. This is a spicy opinion. This is a hot opinion right here.
Hot takes.
I read this article and I get a little frustrated, not with him, not with how it's written, but just because the issue of poverty in this country is incredibly, it's complex. Capitalism has a lot of great things about it, but there always seems to be a suffering lower class, and that's what he's trying to issue, or at least tackle right there. Our last article, we have Democrats Need the Youth for 2020. This was actually an article sent in to us by
You got an op-ed.
Yeah, it was an op-ed written by the Western Media Secretary of the Democratic National Committee. So it was written by a series of students at ASU and MCC.
And U of A and NAU.
And U of A and NAU, thank you. They wrote us something about the up-and-coming elections and how the Democrats really need to garner the respect of the youth and to use them as a powerhouse to get the people they need in power. But that's my section. I'm going to pass this back off to Marcus.
Thanks for just dropping in.
Appreciate you dropping in, bro.
And there you go.
Hey,
That was
guys.
Brock. In and out for the opinion section. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
So, flashback to news.
Oh, yeah.
On our lifestyle page, we went around because I know the midterms are coming up.
Oh, finals are coming up.
Yeah, well, finals, not midterms, but midterms just happened.
Yeah, midterms. No, don't remind me of midterms, my dude.
But finals are coming up, so we got some 3 good coffee shops for you guys in 2 totally different ways. We talked about the one on campus, Grounds for Thought, which has 2 different locations on campus.
The
It's
Southern
great.
and Dobson campus.
Yeah, awesome people. So definitely stop in.
Yeah.
They're great. Don't
And
remember
then
your order.
you did 0 degrees.
I did 0 degrees, which is like fast food porn. It is extravagant.
It's like the perfect Instagrammable food.
Oh, it's very Instagrammable.
Yeah.
Food. There is no more Instagrammable food than 0 degrees.
Oh, absolutely.
Their Instagram is ridiculous. I definitely recommend checking it out
Yeah.
before you go to the restaurant, just to really get your head in the game.
You start with the drink.
Yeah, you have to start with the drinks because the drinks are obnoxious.
Oh,
they have
yeah.
this. My favorite there was the ube milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Ube is a hard flavor to pull off.
Sure.
It has they tend to over sugar it a lot of the times, and it was pretty authentic in the way that they just kind of let the ube shine.
Sure.
And also, they instead of kind of infusing it with an over sugary blend of craziness like the Cookie Monster or some of the other ones,
Yeah.
they kind of just put the candy on top
Adorable.
and just kind of let you eat it.
Adorable.
And there's like a little rainbow, little piece of marshmallow,
Yeah.
and there's a little Sour Patch straw.
They do their best in the back to be like, you gotta make sure this is perfect for your Instagram page.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
And their popcorn chicken was really good too. I really like
Really?
popcorn chicken.
I've passed by there several times, and isn't it the same shop that does like the flaming hot Cheetos?
Yes.
Like
The flaming hot Cheeto fries?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah. Might have to try it out sometime. And I heard right next to it they're getting like a churro place.
At Tempe Marketplace? Or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah,
in
yeah,
Mesa?
yeah. No, Tempe Marketplace.
Okay.
It's like it's called like Churroholic or something. It's still being
Yes!
built, and I'm
Churroholic.
waiting for the day.
I saw that on AZ Central. It's one of their most anticipated restaurants. is
Oh,
the
I'm waiting.
Churroholic.
I love a good churro.
I love a good
You-
churro. And one's not stuffed with things.
There's no point for you to stuff it like a churro with like vanilla or chocolate.
Yeah, nonsense.
No.
Stuff it with real fruit.
Yeah.
Or just put the fruit on top, better yet, and let the churro be
Or
a
just like
churro.
dip it.
Yeah, dip it in any kinds of sauces
Exactly.
and things. Churros are wonderful.
Yeah. I'm going to Disneyland. I'm so excited for those churros.
Disneyland
man.
does have good churros.
They have some pretty bomb
This
churros.
is just a churro.
Yeah.
They're not doing too much.
No.
Even when I go to the Filibertos and try to get a churro, it's like a churro
Oh,
filled with cinnamon.
yeah.
It's like, I don't want
I don't want
I
that.
want a churro. I just want a churro. I don't want it filled with cinnamon.
I just want.
a churro.
You know what's like a shockingly really good churro? Costco churros.
Oh, I bet.
Oh my
Costco
God.
pizza is pretty decent
Yeah.
too. Costco even has a cauliflower
And they're like
pizza.
they're
now,
like
but
$1.
it's-
They're like mad cheap.
Yeah. The drive-in movie theater in Glendale also has a decent churro. If anyone's looking for a decent churro, the drive-in theater has a decent one. But we have another news article.
Oh, hold on, wait, I didn't talk. I went to Boba Tree.
Oh, you went to Boba Tree.
I went to Boba Tree.
How was Boba Tree?
Boba Tree is amazing. Boba Tree is so close to campus. It's not on campus like Grounds for Thought is, but it's right across on Southern, next to that Jersey Mike's, and you'd like miss it if like you didn't see it because it's kind of like shoved into a corner, but it's like the cutest little tea shop. They have like Japanese music playing, and they have just like a cute anime like on the It's like if you're just looking for a place to study, just go there because it's honestly just go for the aesthetics. It's the cutest little tea shop. It's like that tea shop where like you would watch in an anime and you're like, I wish I can go.
Yeah.
It's right there. Go. Like
It's
you don't
so
have to fly.
cute.
You don't have to fly 5,000 miles.
Yeah, I heard about a coffee shop. I got wind of a coffee shop.
Nice.
If anybody's looking for the hunt, there's by Sucker Punch Vape Juice and the Tom's Barbecue on Southern and Mill. There's that really pretty plaza back there with like the Sombreros on the Sombreros on the close corner on Southern and Mill. If you go further east down it, supposedly back there's a flower shop, and in the back of that flower shop,
There's a boba shop?
there's a coffee shop.
Oh.
So it's like a little hidden coffee and
I love
tea
that.
spot in the back of a flower shop in the back of this little plaza.
That's adorable.
So yeah, if you're looking for a hunt,
I mean, yeah.
that might be worth it. They used to have a barber shop, an espresso place in that corner, so you would get an edge up and get an espresso at the same time. Very fancy.
Very
peak
fancy.
fanciness.
And that's one of those things where just like before anyone else, like I knew this place.
So luxurious.
Yeah.
Smash Bros.
Smash Bros Club.
Yeah.
Esports.
Esports. So we're starting to get a Smash Bros Club. They're
looking for an advisor.
They're looking for an advisor right now. They're in the beginnings of forming. So if any administrators or teachers are really into video games and would like to reach out to these kids or to the Mesa Legend so we can connect you to them. Yeah. They're looking for a second advisor.
Or if you're a kid who'd like to play Smash Bros with other kids who want to play Smash Bros.
Yeah, it'd be great. I would really, really like to have a small esports community or even a large esports community on this campus. That would be fantastic. It would be a great thing.
There's already a group of guys, just like a few, But if you're just like, oh man, I'd like to play Smash Bros with, not in the dark in my room. Yeah,
you can play Smash Bros in the, what is that called? The MU? Is that the MU? SU?
The Student Center? Yeah.
SC? Student Center?
Yeah, whatever.
It's called the MU at ASU. So the Student Center at Mesa Community College, they are almost always playing
Almost
Smash Bros
always,
in there.
yeah.
Like there's always a Smash Bros TV going on in there doing something.
And it's not, they're just doing it for fun. So just like, and I bet you they're not going to turn up their nose. Like, no.
They're not going to turn up. They'll let you in. Well, that's the cornerstone of video games.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an inclusive environment. And then if you come to a space with respect and caring and a love for the games, then why wouldn't you be accepted in that space? It's all about respect and...
Well, it's the whole thing. Well, video games started for, like, the people who didn't do sports and, like, weren't as popular, so they're just
well, those are the people that initially found a community and a place in that space. Yeah. And so it's a space that... It's a space that, when it's at its best, is a very inclusive space. So I hope that the Smash Bros. Club is able to cultivate that. And
I hope that
really,
they can
really
turn
excited.
into a sport one day.
Yeah, if they can have like little games on campus, little tournaments on campus. I know they could play the ASU people. I'm sure other colleges have esports teams. They're trying to get esports teams. I know there's a few in the community. In Mesa, there's one that does, I think they do League, or is it Dota 2? I don't know. They do League or Dota 2.
Sure.
I see practices, signs for practices in North Mesa.
But it'd be nice to see. Esports are becoming so popular.
And they're very valid, and they're awesome, and they're relevant. It'd be very cool.
It's so much talent to do that, because honestly, I just press A and hope I win. Just like press a bunch of buttons on, you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I hope it's something.
Triggering everyone.
Yeah, basically.
So, for the third year in a row, the state has rejected the Equal Rights Amendment, as reported by Kim Capria, a journalist in the 215 class, who's written with us a lot, actually.
Yeah, she has. I mean, there's not much to say. So the ERA is the Equal Rights Amendment, which it's just for, equal rights between men and women, so equal pay, equal opportunities for jobs, that kind of thing. So there was a march, kind of like the Women's March that they had at the beginning of the year, and they always kind of do that kind of thing. So they had a march on State Senate grounds to be like, hey, we would really like you to approve this so we can actually have equal pay, that kind of thing. And when I say equal pay, it's not like, you and I getting paid minimum wage. It's like for the higher ups, so the women who are trying to be CEOs, or the women who are trying to be actors, directors, that kind of thing.
It's very much about I think what people have a hard time with when we're thinking about the pay gap and addressing the pay gap is that a lot of this pay gap exists in higher level managerial or administrative positions. So it's what we're not talking about is two people who work at McDonald's. Or two people who even have the same temp office job getting paid different amounts. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
We're talking, and that's not what the ERA is trying to address, because that's more or less been addressed, and the fact that that's been addressed is kind of what's placating people and making them more passive towards passing the Equal Rights Amendment, because it's harder to see the institutional disadvantages of an echelon of society not all of us are at.
Yeah.
But in order to address the pay gap, we need legislation to help address the gross payback occurring at the higher levels of industry, especially when you like, it's really obvious if you look at Hollywood.
Oh,
and the rate at
absolutely.
which male and female actors are paid
Yeah.
for more or less the same level of stardom.
Well, they had that whole story last year when they were reshooting that movie that they had to kick Kevin Spacey off of, that Michelle Williams or something got paid so much less.
Yeah, and that was actually like, that turned out to be a negotiating thing.
Yeah.
But then there's a separate conversation there. So it's not the studio's fault. It was the agent, because I believe what it came down to in that story was that they have the same agent. And so, or they're managed by the same company. That's what it was. It wasn't the same physical agent. They were managed by the same company. And was it Mark Wahlberg's reshoots? It was Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, it was Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Williams.
Yeah, for Mark Wahlberg's reshoots, the agent argued on Mark Wahlberg's behalf for more money. The agent on Michelle Williams did not argue for more money.
Yeah.
So Michelle Williams did a good thing and came in at minimum, I believe, Screen Actors Guild minimum for her reshoots, which is nothing.
Yeah, 14,000 or
It's like
something.
slave labor, damn near, compared to what Mark Wahlberg was getting.
Something in the millions.
Yeah. So it became an issue of, it becomes an issue of, like, what you have the agency to argue for. Like, either that agent didn't want to argue for Michelle Williams to get paid more, or didn't care to. But either way, it does show. Like,
but that's what the ERA is, going for. It's it's a bunch of, and it's the march was like a beautiful thing because it's a bunch of older women, people in baby boomer generation and the Generation X, like my parents and parents before that are wanting to be like, hey, for my generation, we don't want these kids, to have to fight for, to get enough money, because, we are working minimum wage, but eventually I'll be making a salary. And, these women who have been fighting since the 80s or whatever are trying to be like, hey, we want these young girls to not have to do this fight. The same thing with the Me Too movement. We don't want these young girls to have to do the same fight that we had to go through, because no girl should have to have that fight. So.
Or woman at this point.
You woman at this point.
Because we're talking about employment.
Yeah.
With Me Too, we're talking about girls. At this, we're talking about women trying to have careers and, like, provide for themselves and for others the way anyone of any gender would be trying to do. And being either kept out of a high-level job or paid less for a high-level job is not only unfair, it's not equitable or sustainable in a society with working women. So if you have single mothers supporting families, it's not sustainable to pay them less.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't produce healthy families. It's not good for society.
No.
But moving on to something a little bit more lighthearted, we have MesaCC the musical opening at MesaCC. MesaCC the musical opening at MesaCC. Anyway, so MesaCC the musical is a retelling of some of the Dr. Seuss classics narrated through the eyes of the Cat in the Hat. We have a awesome double truck photo page.
It's the most amazing. Like, if you could get your hands on a newspaper.
It's probably our best photo page, but it's wonderful.
It's beautiful. It's colorful.
Yeah, the pieces came together like a jigsaw puzzle.
I mean,
that never happens.
Beautiful. Like, and these pictures are so fun to look at because all the actors just have, like, the best hair and makeup.
The best costuming.
Yeah, and the best set design.
The set design on this is incredible. I wouldn't be surprised if they are nominated for awards or receive awards for the set design, because the set design looks incredibly involved.
Never once have I been like, oh, MesaCC is great, but then I saw these and I was like, that looks amazing and like a childlike wonder and whimsical.
Yeah, and absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
and you can. Just from the pictures, you can tell that the amount of work that
absolutely. And in these pictures, they don't even have, like, the pit, the people who are working so hard to put the music together.
They don't.
Yeah.
So many people put in so much effort to put on these things for you guys. You should really go check them out.
Yeah.
Please go check them out. This one looks amazing. They just keep getting better and better and better. They just keep improving upon the things
truly,
that were
they
put
do.
down before.
The musical department is
the
doing
musical and the theater departments.
They're doing
are
amazing
killing
things.
it. They're doing
Yeah.
great work.
Yeah.
Every year at the national awards, the
The
Kennedy Center.
KCACTs.
Yeah, KCACTs.
KCSCTS.
Yeah, the KCCCs, the Kennedy Center Awards. They always sweep at the Kennedy Center
Oh yeah,
Awards.
we swept last
Well,
year.
not always, but we consistently do very, very well.
Yeah, there were actors who got last year at least. There were actors who were from MCC that got to go to New York to like do workshops and stuff because they were just amazing, and they got recognized for their talent.
Yeah, we have we had semifinalists and finalists this year.
Yeah, we did.
In competition, so we did really well there. And then also in features, we had a conversation on the third floor of the library in the community room up there. It was called the Women's Fishbowl.
Yeah.
The community was invited to talk and mainly to listen.
Yeah.
Unless you were in the inner circle, to women sharing their stories, just basically about their place in society, how they feel that could be changed, what they feel their place is in society, how they learned their place, how they want to grow, those kinds of things.
It was really interesting.
It was very interesting.
Because there were plenty of women who had different stories than I did, and it was nice to hear the different stories between women who had a different background than I did, grew up differently. But then there was also women who said stories and told stories, and I was like, that's related. Like I exactly know what you're going through. But yeah, I commend those women in the inner circle for speaking out so bravely, especially about things like domestic abuse and substance abuse and addiction and sexual trauma and just discrimination and all kinds of really like deep topics that you don't normally get with just like a one-on-one conversation with someone.
Yeah, deep. It was good.
Deep stuff.
Well, we do a fishbowl every year, and there are lots of other think tanks and community conversations that we do in order to promote diversity and just a culture of listening and understanding. Don't necessarily have to agree.
Yeah.
Just gotta listen.
You just gotta listen. I was shocked at the amount of men who were just there to listen.
Yeah.
Like,
just
listen. It was heartwarming. Yeah.
Just gotta listen.
Yeah.
But moving forward, we have a review in the culture section for Jordan Peele's new movie, Us. I don't want to talk about it too much here, only because I wrote 1,000 words.
You wrote so many. It's an entire page.
Yeah, it's 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anything. And if I feel like I start talking about it, I'm going to end up spoiling things. And it's hard to have a deep discussion of a movie with themes this heavy and interwoven without talking about things that would spoil the plot.
Yeah.
One of the things that was most fun about the movie was getting to watch it and going, okay, now what the hell? Whatever I saw in the trailer, what is that?
Yeah.
And what is this movie? And I really enjoyed that experience of just, like, as you're watching it, trying to figure out what it is, and then you figure out what it is pretty early on.
Yeah.
And then it continues to change and stupefy you and kind of keep you asking questions and analyzing throughout the entire film.
I love watching a movie and just going, what? What's going? And then you're like, oh my god! Like,
it's not too confusing in the sense where, like, viewers won't get lost.
Yeah, no.
While watching, that's for sure. Like, it's not going to confuse you. It's not Inception or Arrival or whatever other movies seem to confuse people. But it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. It's just like a little like, what's happening? Like, what? Like, didn't expect to see that, but sure, go ahead. But I heard you really liked the comedy aspect.
I did. It was hilarious. And I didn't expect it to be hilarious, and so it really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And some of the comedy in Get Out was really good, too.
Yeah.
But it was some of the jokes you had to notice after the fact, kind of. And that's because of the tension and the releasing and building up of tension in Get Out that you don't necessarily... There's too much tension to laugh.
Sure.
All the joke does is release the tension.
Yeah.
It didn't provide enough to actually make you turn from scared to laughing.
Yeah.
Whereas these jokes are set up in such a way that they do pull you back from fear into laughter, as opposed to just pulling you back to baseline. They pull you up the other way. Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah.
The pacing was excellent. The tone was excellent. It hit a lot of different tones and genres, but somehow wasn't confused, like, at all.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I could tell you exactly what happens in a paragraph.
Sure.
The whole story.
Yeah.
Which is usually with high concept films, you can't do that. Like with Mother.
Oh my god.
Is a really good example of one that's a high concept film that you can't boil down. It boils down to a biblical allegory.
Yeah.
So if the person you're talking to doesn't have the biblical knowledge necessary to carry that conversation, you can't even discuss the film.
Yeah. I'm not a movie person that has, like, it's like, oh, there was a deeper message in there. And I was like, I don't care. Like, I truly... I'm not like, those film history, they're just like, well, why are the curtains blue? And I'm like, well, it was just a choice. So they're like,
nothing is just a choice.
Exactly. They're like...
It's just if you're writing a book, you don't just make the curtains blue.
Yeah.
You poured over every detail of that, workshopped it 20 times.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you basically wrote that book 10 times over the course of a couple years. None of those details are random.
Yeah.
Like, when you're writing, I'm sure you've run into this problem, you'll go to put, if you're writing fiction, you're like, oh, what time is it? You know it's the morning, but you need to set a time. So you just make one up. Well, the other alternative is to, like, use a Bible verse.
Yeah.
Or, like, and then those easy ways, they immediately become meaning. So it's, I don't know, it's not as much effort.
No.
And none of it is random, because you have to put so much effort into every single page.
Yeah.
And every single frame. Like, someone in set design, if those curtains were blue, thought about how that blue curtain was going to interact with the costume.
Yeah.
And how that blue curtain was going to interact with the shot itself, and the different colors going on in the shot, and the lighting, and there's so much more than just the theme involved when they pick the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the same with fiction. Like, if a character has, like, red eyes, that probably means something.
Probably.
That's probably there for a reason.
But then you had a little thing about what's going on in April. So we're in April.
We are in April. April is coming. April is here.
April is here.
And with it comes the long winter and the white walkers. So that's obviously, unless you're a Marvel person, which, I mean, I am too, but Game of Thrones is happening, so... I mean, where are your priorities? Where are they? Pick your loyalties now.
I heard that, like, every episode was going to be, like, over
movie
an hour.
length.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 movie-length episodes instead of
And then
8
the
or
last
10.
2 were going to be just, like,
long,
Lord of the
long,
Rings.
long.
Like,
yeah, like, supposedly hour and a half to 2 hours. But those are just that's just rumor mill stuff. So we'll see when the actual episodes start coming out.
Yeah.
And we start getting the fully edited versions with the lengths. And we'll get because we have directors and writers for some of them. So we know that we have an epic battle episode. I don't know if it's the 2nd or 3rd episode, but it has the director who did Battle of the Bastards and some of the other epic battle scenes that they started to bring in later in the seasons. So when you see his name, this director, you know it's going to pop off.
It's going to be good.
It's going to pop off.
Yeah.
So we know we have a good, huge battle scene in the middle.
Sure.
But that could just be the centerpiece battle. That doesn't... I don't know, there's so much speculation that could be done in Game of Thrones.
How do you want it to end?
I don't have a one.
Like a preference?
No. I just don't. I know who I want to win.
Sure.
Like, who I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to see positive endings.
Sure. You just want a happy ending.
No, not for all of them.
Okay.
I don't. If I actually got a happy ending from Game of Thrones, I'd be disappointed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never gotten a happy moment in the entire show.
Sure.
If the ending is exactly what fans want, that would be so disappointing.
Sure.
Like, no. Someone who I don't want to die has to die. Otherwise, I won't remember the series for what it was.
Okay.
So that means that John, Khaleesi, or Jaime
has to go.
Yeah, one of them's gotta go.
I'm okay with Jaime going.
I'm thinking they're gonna pull from John or Khaleesi,
sure.
and then whichever one doesn't die is who will sit on the throne. Yeah. That's my ideal ending.
Okay.
So my ideal ending is one of the two, John or Khaleesi, dying, and then whoever doesn't die sits on the Iron Throne.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of where I like that.
I just want Arya to live.
Arya's fine. Oh well, maybe she's not.
Maybe she's not.
Maybe she's not. We don't know anything about anything. Everyone might die.
I just want her to be fine. Like I want her to be alive.
I want I don't feel like there were consequences for her leaving the Assassins.
Sure.
So it would be nice if that came back around. But there's so much packed in the season.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a book conflict that I'm sure was dealt with in the novels that I stopped reading after the second one.
Sure.
Just because I didn't want anything to be ruined. Yeah. But also in April, aside from Game of Thrones, we obviously have Avengers Endgame, the follow-up to the motion picture epic Infinity War.
Yes.
And actually on April 1st, on April Fool's Day...
Yeah, they released the trailer.
They released the tickets, the pre-release tickets for Avengers Endgame, and it set a record. It broke the record that Force Awakens set for most pre-sales.
I love that.
It broke it in 6 hours.
Yeah. I watched that trailer, the second trailer that they cried. Like it's so good.
So good. You talking about the one in the grayscale with the red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they like pulled out that picture of Tony Stark looking at him and Peter, and I was just like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. And then what else is coming out? In the world of video games, we have Days Gone, I believe it's called. So it's a return to like the couch play co-op vibes.
Yeah.
So people are really excited to be able to sit on a couch with a friend and kind of play that way. Kind of a throwback, but also using like modern gaming technologies. People are pretty excited for that one. And we got Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 11, people. It's here. It's Mortal Kombat. I don't need to sell you.
I don't need to say anything else.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Real recognize real. Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out in April. Your boy got into that, not the beta because I didn't pre-order it because I'm poor, but I got into that early access beta, the stress test. It was awesome.
Yeah.
The level of customization that was in that game, it's like they took the customization engine and all the moveset options that were in Injustice and kind of ported them into Mortal Kombat in a way that felt authentic to Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
And so it doesn't feel like I'm putting pieces of superhero armor onto Mortal Kombat characters.
Sure.
So even in the very limited amount of customization that you got, it was easy to see how you spend the skill points that you're given through armor and through different things to build a move set or a list of moves from which you can pull. I'm interested to see what they do with competition, with Mortal Kombat in competition, and those move sets. I'm curious if there's a set list of competition move sets. Are they going to let people mess around with those move sets? And that will be part of the playing of your opponent. It'll be like having move sets against theirs.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be ridiculous exploits within those
Sure,
movesets,
absolutely.
where like there's no startup frames for certain moves or something stupid.
Yeah.
Or there's no drop frames if you miss for something, if you follow it with something else. Like there always is, and they'll have to patch all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know how like that just reminds me of just like back in the day when you'd have Pokemon tournaments, and then just like this one became way too OP, so they just had to ban it.
Yeah, and you just had
like Charizard was you had to just ban Charizard.
The card games, I used to go to the Yu-Gi-Oh card tournaments at Toys R Us, and they'd have Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
Oh my god, yeah.
The banned card list got so long.
Yeah.
And there was like no Trap Hole, no Monster Reborn, no Magic Cylinder, no Blue Eyes White Dragon, no Dark Magician Girl, no Buster Blader. It's like, okay. So you're just going to take away every legitimate deck building mechanic until I can't do anything?
I remember all that. You're like, you're just like, Lapras, banned. Charizard, banned.
Just too easy to clear the
field.
You're like,
I remember, oh god, Wobbuffet, banned. Yeah.
Garbage.
April looks good.
Rebalance your card game instead of banning stuff. You're garbage. Rebalance it. You're garbage.
You're garbage.
You're garbage.
You're banned.
Take a note from Epic Games. Constant rebalancing.
No, you're banned.
You banned it. You banned it, so we abandoning you. So, actually, the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, like cards getting banned, is actually what kind of drove me from competitions.
Really?
At some point. Because half of the cards that were on the TV show were banned.
Sure, and that's not fun anymore.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to play with... What's the imp theme? It was like Imperial theme or something like that, or like the imp or something like. I don't want to play with that card 24/7. It's boring.
I want Blue Eyes White Dragon.
I want Buster Blader.
Yeah.
Just because I can stack a bunch of dragons in my deck and it gets broken is not my fault.
Just because I was smart enough to do that.
Yeah, just because I read the card.
Yeah.
Anyone else could have done it too.
It means your game is garbage. Why am I being punished?
It's a valid strat.
Exactly.
Double pumping was valid. It's another exploit. All exploits are valid.
Yeah.
It's the rules of the game.
Your game just sucks. Fix it.
Rebalance it. All right. This is your episode of the Mesa Legend podcast. I'm Marcus Campbell here with
Sydney Ritter.
All right. Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe to our video channel here. Don't click the bell because we don't really care. And we're not very consistent. Make sure to go to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to follow us up. We'll have more content coming up to you in April from our new podcast studio.
Woo! Oh, yeah!
All right, so the Mesa Legend, thanks for listening. I love you even though I've never met you, and we'll talk to you next time.